Hey guys, Josh here. Today I'm going to do the unboxing of the Heart of the Empire expansion for Imperial Assault. So the box is sealed up. Let's just get into it. I haven't really looked at anything that's in this set yet. Did the unboxing of the Allied Villains packs the other day. So we'll get into this box first and see what we have. Skirmish map sheet. Stickers. Tiles. Lots of tokens. So we talked about these tokens on the other unboxing videos, how the gameplay changes a little bit, how you can utilize these on your turn. You can do special abilities that you gain these tokens. So that's that stuff. Let's get into that. Here it is. Looks like the walker that comes with this. Let's see. With shields and batons. They look pretty cool. And then there's some droids. Oh, there's another trooper. 4 droids. So those are pretty cool looking. And a broken walker. Put this together later. Looks easy enough. I guess I could have got them before. There's the walker belt. So let's get into these hero cards. These are the campaign cards. So start off with Kotun Ferralo. That goes with this figure. Air Rebel Quartermaster with the health of 12, 4 endurance, 4 speed, defense, 1 black. Drokata, who's a demolitions expert. That is a Wookiee. That would be this wild looking Wookiee right there. 13 health, 4 endurance, 4 speed, and a defense of a black die. And our last one is Jared Kelvin. Health of 10, endurance of 5, speed of 4, and defense of a black die. So those are the ones for the campaign. So of course this one comes with its own mini campaign or book. That's a campaign. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 missions with a finale. A lot of those are side missions. So that's what we're looking at there, and a couple of force missions. So that's the campaign. to Riot Troopers. So Riot Trooper cards are first, and if you look at that, that has a cost of 5. It has a surge of 1, +1 damage, and another surge of another +1 damage. So you have crowd control, so while attacking you may apply -1 damage to the attack result. If you do and the target suffers damage, it also suffers 1 strain. It has a shield. At the end of your activation, if you have no defense tokens, gain 1 defense token. So that's the Rebel Trooper. It has a 5 health, 4 speed, and defensive 1 black die with a blue and a red attack die. So you come with 4 cards, which is a little. Well, okay, so these are the campaign ones, and these are the skirmish ones. So what's the difference? So go side to side. Look at those. And, so your skirmish one. Okay, they have different abilities. So the skirmish one has stun batons. After resolve an attack, if the target suffered any damage, it also suffers 1 strain. And a shield at the end of your activation. If you have no defense tokens, gain 1 defense token. So their stats are still the same at the bottom. They're just their abilities change a little bit. So there is a difference between a skirmish Riot Trooper and a campaign Riot Trooper. That's why there's 4 cards. I was wondering why there's 4 cards, but only four of the troopers, whereas each of these cards deploys 2, so you don't have 2 and 4. So now let's look at the Elite Riot Trooper, which there is 1 campaign and 1 skirmish. So these also gain professional. While attacking, you may reroll 1 attack die. So that goes the same with both of them, and they're basically the same. They have their stats are a little bit better, so they have 7 health instead of the 5, and they have 4 speed. Everything else is the same. So for 7 points, you cut 2 of these troopers. So there is a difference between skirmish and campaign, which is still the same thing as crowd control of a campaign and stun baton. You have that on the skirmish troopers. So that's the skirmish troopers. So let's look at sentry droids. So these are all, they can be used for skirmish or campaign. They don't differentiate, so there's no differences. So that's for these guys. So they have a health of 5 for the basic ones, speed of 4, defensive black die, and their attack is to ringing. They have multi-fire, which is an action, and you perform 2 attacks. Each attack must have a different target. Apply -1 damage to each attack's results. So that's pretty good. They have a action of a charge shot. Perform an attack. Apply +2 action to the attack results. So if you're looking at a distant shot, that'll help you. Targeting computer while attacking, you may reroll 1 attack die. So that's pretty good. So their surges are surge is +1 damage. They have a pierce 2 and a +1 accuracy. So the elite sentry droids cost 10, whereas the base ones cost 6. And they have the same abilities, it looks like, but their health goes up to 8 instead of 5. And they attack with an extra, with a yellow die as well. So those are the sentry droids. Now, the ATP, which is a 9 cost. It's only an elite, it's massive. +1 defense and +3 accuracy. It has a surge of a +1 and a surge of pierce 3. It has assault. You can perform multiple attacks during your activation. It's a charge generator. While attacking, if you have suffered fewer than 9 damage, apply +1 to the attack results, and you may reroll 1 attack die. So he has a 16 health, speed of 3, slow, and he's massive, so it takes a while to move across the board. Defensive only a black, but you get a +1 defense anyway. looks like a blue, red, and a yellow for attack. So he's pretty strong. Only a 9 cost for this massive figure. That's pretty good, because he'll be there a while with his 16 health. So, and he'll do lots of damage. So we also, this set came with Emperor Palpatine, which we showed you that card in the villains set. And now these cards, let me get to that card in a minute. So we'll get to the Klondike Shapeshifters. So there's Elite, that cost of 6, and the regular is a cost of 4. So you can shape. When you are deployed, you may gain 1 form card from your choice of the supply. So the form cards are in this pack. I think there's smaller cards. Form cards. So, form cards. There are 3 form cards. So, you can be a scout, a street rat, or a senator. So, and each one has their own different abilities. So, when you're first deployed, you gain 1 form card from your choice of the supply. So, as soon as you start the session of the game, you pick one of these, which one be. So shift, at the start of each round, you may switch your form card with one other form card of your choice. So you can take one of these and switch it. Which I only saw 1 set of each of these, so guessing 2 different, if you're running 2 different Klondike Shapeshifters, they can't be the same thing at the same time. I guess they could, because you could just proxy the card for both of them. But each one has their own individual abilities. So as the scout, you get rifleman. When you declare an attack, replace 1 red die in your attack pool with 1 blue die. And priority target. Figures do not block the line of sight for your attacks. So that's the scout. A +2 accuracy, natural +2 accuracy, surge of a pierce 2, and then another surge of a +1 damage and +2 accuracy. So that's that. Your street rat, you get a surge, assassin's blade. After this attack resolves, choose an adjacent hostile figure and roll 1 red die. That figure suffers damage, you go to the damage results. It also has fleet. At the start of your activation, gain 1 movement point. Surge is a +1 damage, and then another surge is gain 1 damage token. So that's street rat. And then we'll go to senator. Is an action is conspire. Roll your attack pool +1 yellow die. For each surge result to a maximum of 3, you or an adjacent friendly figure gains 1. Looks like a question mark. What is that? A wild token. So I guess that would be what you want it to be. I'm not sure. I'll have to check on that. So this has a natural +1 accuracy, a surge of a +1 damage, a surge of recover 2 damage, and surge gain 1 of the wild tokens. So Klondike Shapeshifter. Got it back down here, and the elites cost 6. Basic is 4, 8 health on the elite, 6 on the regular, 4 speed on both, defensive black on each. Now your attack with the elite gets up, you add a yellow die to the red and green. Your basic has a red and green. So that's a Klondike Shapeshifter. That's a new one, a new little thing there with the shape shifting. That's pretty cool. So let's do that. Maul, we saw that in the other pack. Now here is Drakata, Jared, Kotun Ferralo. There's also a Ahsoka Tano. Okay, so we have a Ahsoka Tano, which you saw that in the other packs that I opened up. These, okay, so these are the cards. There's your skirmish cards, so let's go. So let's look at these cards. They really do pretty cool stuff. So this is Rogue Smuggler. It's a -2. So what this is doing is they're going back in the game because if you the first version of Han Solo is very overpriced for what his abilities are. So this is giving you the option to lower his cost point and actually. So this is an attachment for Han Solo only. So you lose distracting while attacking. You may reroll an attack die. So you lose distracting, but that distracting wasn't a very good ability. So you can use return fire even if you suffered damage during the attack. So there was another ability on his card that if you didn't take damage and you couldn't do a re-attack back. So Han Solo really sucked the first version of him. So this is actually fixing him so he's actually playable. Because every time we would do skirmish teams, nobody wanted to get Han Solo because he was just way overpriced for what he did. So then this also has exhaust this card at the end of the round to interrupt to perform an attack. So you can exhaust this and perform an extra attack at the end of the round. So that makes Han Solo actually viable in play now, which is really a good thing. So the second one, similar to that card, is Wookiee Avenger. So that also brings down Chewie's costs because that is an attachment for Chewbacca. So it's a -4, so that brings his price down. So he gets +1 damage. You lose Protector while defending. Convert all dodge to search cancels. So during setup, Searcher, because I think Chewie defends with a white and a black, so his defense was actually pretty good. During setup, search your command deck for debts repaid, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. Then draw one fewer card into your initial hand. Once during your activation, you may use Slam without spending an action. So with taking that card in your hand, basically you're starting a card with a pretty good card in your hand. So that's Chewbacca's, makes him actual playable. And the last one is Vader, is driven by hatred, which drives Vader's cost down to down by -5. So that's actually good. He teams up well with the Emperor. Now Darth Vader, you will get +1 damage. You lose brutality though while attacking. You may reroll 1 attack die. So you'll lose brutality, which brutality lets you make 2 attacks on the same person, but it's still pretty good. At the end of each round, move up to 2 spaces. Then you may use Force Choke or perform an attack. When you declare this attack, remove 1 die from your attack pool. So this actually makes Vader very playable too in skirmish mode, skirmish games. That card could be used a lot with putting him on a team with the Emperor or something like that. So I'm not going to go through the rest of these command cards or anything right now, but we went through all the figures and basic cards on everything that's new. So it looks pretty good. Some of these guys will play in skirmish and need to really get into a campaign. It would be nice to get going in a campaign. They're still talking, Fantasy Flight's still talking about releasing a companion app so that you don't have to have a person playing as the Empire, that the app would control the Empire so you can run a campaign. That's the hardest thing, is get people together to play a campaign together through everything, but it would really be nice to do that. So let me know what you think. I think this set's going to be good. Look forward to the next one as well. I haven't announced anything new, but so far everything they put out has been really great, so I'm looking forward to. I love all the Imperial Assault stuff, but everything looks good in this set. Can't wait to really dig into it. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you like, subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see you on the next video. I don't know what it's going to be, but we'll figure something out. So thanks guys. We'll see you later. Bye.